Good morning, y'all. It's Sunday morning, and I'm Rachel, and I'm gardening for the butterflies and for myself on the Alabama Gulf Coast in Zone 9A. And y'all, I have been all across the world, it feels like, this past week. I just got back the other day. I went to visit my sister and brother-in-law and nephew and niece in Seattle. And wow, it is so gorgeous out there in the Pacific Northwest. If you haven't been, I would tell the gardening. Oh my gosh, they have all the plants, and everything is just so lush and gorgeous. We went and hiked on Mount Rainier, and that place is incredible. I mean, God has gardened it to the 10th degree. There are flowers everywhere. It is gorgeous, especially in July and August. I've been there twice, and it is, I can't even describe it, and photos don't do it justice. So if you have a chance, I would really recommend going to see God's Garden on Mount Rainier in the summer. It is incredible. But a lot of things happened in the garden while I was gone. It grew exponentially, so I'm going to show y'all what happened. Right now I am playing musical pots. I went and found some pots on sale, and I was going to show y'all. I did not take the little kind of plugs out, and I just had them sitting out last night, and this is how much rain we got last night. That looks like 3 inches worth of rain. So I am so thankful that I don't have to water the garden today, and I'm going to be rescuing things that are in the ground right now, digging them up and potting them, because the armadillos are still a problem. But I took some of that purple verbena and the blue morning glory blew my mind, and I put them here, and you can see here, right there. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I'm so surprised at how well it did. Oh, is that gonna focus? It's so, I love that bright purple. So I moved that out here, and I'm gonna already have to repot this Duranta. Look at it. It has overgrown those tiny little pots. That was, you know what? You should do right pot, right plant every time, or you're just gonna be in a world of hurt and work. But look at this coral nymph salvia. It's just re-blooming. It just gives and gives and gives. What I've done is I just come along, and when I see, let me see, if you just pop off the dead stuff, man, it just like, okay, here, see this right here, pop that off right there, and then it just encourages it to grow and bloom again. I'm loving it. And the salvia is blooming again. In fact, it already got so heavy, oh dear, there's more broken off, I think, from the storm. But I'm going to show you what happens to it. Yeah, this didn't happen from anybody. The storm did it last night. It just got too heavy. Isn't that sad? So that is one problem with that. I think it's indigo spires salvia. It needs a lot of propping up, and I should have done it because I knew it was going to happen. So when I came in here, everything has gotten crazy big. The hyacinth bean vine has been overtaking everything, and this is that vinca, and the white flowered Mexican heather that was in the front, and then also the diamond frost euphorbia on either side. I moved it because it was so big and fluffy, and it just really needed to go here. So I've just been kind of moving things around. That's what's so fun about container gardening. I'm not mad at it. Here's another spot where the salvia was regrowing, and then you can see there's a big hole right there. It just kind of was too heavy and couldn't hold itself up. The endless summer rose that's on this really long thing bloomed while I was gone, and most of them got just brown and old and ugly, but isn't it still pretty? So this thing is too long. I'm gonna have to cut it back. You can hear the thunder in the distance. There's still some storms that are kind of going by, but they're not going to come here. So I can't believe in a week's time how much things have grown. Just gotten really crazy. I had to repot this right here. I was hoping I could show y'all a bloom, but they're closed up. But that has gotten big and out of control. So I have actually a lot of work to do. I came in here yesterday afternoon and I was pulling some vines off of some plants because it was coming around and wrapping around some of these things and pulling them to the side, and I lost my balance and I fell in one of the pots, and I kind of destroyed this coleus right here. There were like 3 different coleuses, and I really broke one off and killed it. But don't you love this edging, this lime edge? I am going to propagate that and have a bunch of it. So I really like that a lot. So the sun is super bright now. But this plumbago has really done well. Of course, now everything's been beaten down by the rain from last night, but I'm so thankful for it because now I don't have to water, and this coleus has gotten out of control with the zinnias in the middle. Isn't that fun? So here is a native plant that I'm growing, and I guess this must be ironweed. I thought I had fireworks goldenrod right here, and you know, it could be down here, but that looks like it's coming out of that. So I'm not sure, maybe this is, no, this looks like ironweed. Anyway, this stuff has grown and then fallen over, and I had some ironweed, but I'm really impressed with this coleus right here. This came up from seed right here, and it's been dug around a million times, and it's just wanted to live. And then this wishbone flower right here, that came up from seed. If you ever buy that, and it's super inexpensive at the store, it's usually like $1.67 for one little container of it. And if you ever have this in your garden, it will just really easily reseed. And I like this color. This is my favorite one. They have one that's kind of a pale, washed out pink, but I like this one with the edges of the purple. So I dug that up from a spot where it had come up, and I put it in that pot, and it has just gone nuts. This coneflower really wants to live. It came up from some seeds that I threw out, and it's just right here by the roses, by the endless summer roses. It's been dug around several times by the armadillo, and you can see I've got a spray of roses that's about to bloom of the summer romance. That's super exciting. I'm gonna try to be more of a proponent of right pot, right plant because I knew that I was doing wrong when I planted. I'm gonna show you what it is. When I planted this, it's actually a swamp milkweed. You can see this is it at the top, huge. And I put it in a tiny pot, and then yesterday I put it in this big pot. This pot is, you know, ugly. I got it for sale, on sale. I ordered it online, and I didn't know what color it was. It looked more turquoise than green. But so I had to repot it in this, and now it's gonna live. I knew how huge it was gonna get, but it was in a tiny pot, and it's amazing that it even survived because it was so root bound. But I have another couple of things that I did that to. I just planted them in a small pot, and they needed more room. So today I'm going to do that. I was going to talk about sweet potato vine and just kind of warn you, if you have never grown it before, I have 3 different kinds, and one year I had sweet potato vine, and it was pretty much all my garden was just sweet potato vine, because they really love living here. Let me tell you. So this is one plant in a pot, and this is just like that kind of chartreuse color. I don't remember what it's called. And then I got this one, and see how it's got these pink edges on the leaves? Isn't that lovely? That is so pretty. And I just thought, oh, it's just gonna be so cute, just kind of dangling out of the pot. This whole thing, here it is, and here it is, stretching out all the way to there, and it's also all the way around here, and it can get crazy and out of control, because once it starts going along the ground like that, it'll start rooting. It'll just develop roots. Let's see if I can show you. Here are some right here, and there you go. And then it'll just keep growing and growing. So if you don't want your whole yard to be sweet potato vine, you'll want to keep that in check, because man, I've only been gone a week, and this stuff has grown, what is that, 6 feet since I've been gone. And I have some other sweet potato vine. Ooh, I hear thunder. Ooh, I might have to go inside. So this dark sweet potato vine, I planted, I think I have 2 of them, and they're all kind of growing right here, which I love it. I especially like it now that I'm just doing container gardening, because it fills in the spaces where I don't have containers, and I don't mind it. But just gonna warn you, sweet potato vine, it loves it here. It loves it so much. Yesterday at Home Depot, I found this new to me milkweed. Do you see these velvety seed pods? This is mainly why I bought this one right here. It's gonna have orange flowers, and it is called, let's see what it's called, silky butterfly weed. So I'm interested to see how this grows. Of course, since it's got orange flowers, it's going to have to go in the front yard, because hot colors are only allowed in the front. Don't let them go in the back. That's too cray-cray. So, yeah, it's Asclepias crucivica, something like that. But we'll see how they like it. And then something else that I've always wanted, I got this Tropicana coleus. Oh, and it bloomed overnight. Isn't that pretty? This is also only going to be in the front yard, but there's so much of it in this pot, and I'm going to probably end up having to cut it out of the pot, because you can see how it's bulging right here. It is full, and I'm probably going to cut it like in half and spread it out over a few pots. But don't you love the stripes in it? So pretty. I've got a bunch of passion flower vine growing, and I'm probably going to have to cut this short, because I think another storm is threatening. Everything got beat down last night. I got to cut some stuff back, and I've been meaning to cut these cone flowers back and try to see if I can save these seeds. I'm just going to cut these off and dry them, and then you're supposed to stratify coneflower seeds, echinacea seeds. The native ones aren't as difficult to propagate from seed, so these are a little more difficult. So we'll see. I may not ever get any more of these, but yeah, that's exciting. Look at this darling group of mushrooms that I have growing right here. They just popped up overnight. So interesting. Here's one before it flattens out. Also, just look how crazy this Cecile Bruner rose is getting. Look, it's growing onto the roof. My husband is not gonna appreciate that. I have got to cut it back. This thing is out of control, and it's got a couple of little blooms on it, but it would definitely have more if I would cut it back. I've got a lot of work to do today. It is beautiful. I don't know what kind it is. Y'all see this little butterfly? Oh. Okay, so this is a mountain stream of snow that's melting. And then this is us at almost the top of our actual hike. And then this is Mount Rainier right here. And we just drank out of this stream, and so if we have diarrhea later, we'll know. we'll know what it was. It was this stream right here. Do not step backwards whatever you do, for the Lord's own sake, and all things holy. All things holy. God made this. God made this. Like this is incredible. Like God gardened this entire, look at this. He planted all this. Like this is spectacular. Like look at all these little flowers. They're all perfectly spaced, perfectly where they need to be. Like it's just indescribable. I can't even. I'm about to go inside before this other storm blows up on me. But I hope y'all have a wonderful week of gardening, and I can't wait to find out what is happening in your garden. I have a hummingbird having a fit over here. Hopefully I can show y'all in just a second. But yeah, can't wait to hear what's happening in your garden, and God bless y'all and have a wonderful week.